The greatest monuments in human history were built by, well, we don't know who built them. Why is that? We know the names of kings, emperors, and dynasties, but not the names of the actual builders. The workers, engineers, and designers of history's most enduring creations remain faceless. Was this by chance, by cultural design, or by deliberate erasure? Let's start with the most famous enigma of all, the Great Pyramid of Giza. We're told it was built for Pharaoh Khufu around 2600 BC, but the pyramid itself does not bear his name. The only reference comes from a crude red marking in a hidden chamber supposedly left by a work crew. Critics argue it could have been a later forgery, added during the 19th century when European explorers were desperate for proof of Khufu's link. Even Herodotus, writing 2,000 years after its construction, admitted he was relying on rumor. So we call it Khufu's pyramid, but the architects remain unknown. This anonymity isn't unique to Egypt. Stonehenge in England is another world wonder with no attributed designer. The stones were dragged from as far as 150 miles away, weighing up to 25 tons. Archaeologists identify multiple phases of construction, spanning over 1,000 years. But the identities of the builders? Forgotten. No names, no blueprints, only speculation. And despite centuries of excavation, no inscriptions at Stonehenge explain why it was built, or by whom. The pattern repeats at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. This site, dated to around 9,600 BC, rewrites history itself. Gigantic carved T-shaped pillars, some weighing over 15 tons, arranged in circles with detailed reliefs of animals. This was built by so-called hunter-gatherers before the invention of agriculture or the wheel. And yet the creators left no names, no evidence of hierarchy, no signature of ownership. They buried the site intentionally, preserving it for 10,000 years. Why would the first great architects of human civilization remain deliberately anonymous? Now, travel to the island of Malta. The Hypogeum of Malta is a massive underground complex carved into limestone around 4000 BC. It contains chambers with acoustic properties so precise that modern scientists have measured sound frequencies resonating at 110 Hz, a frequency known to affect human consciousness. Yet again, no names are recorded, no chieftains or architects claimed credit. The same goes for the megalithic surface temples of Malta, some of the oldest freestanding stone structures in the world. The builders vanished, and so did their identities. The same story echoes in South America. At Sacsayhuamán in Peru, the walls are made of enormous stones weighing up to 200 tons, fitted together with precision so exact that even today a razor blade cannot pass between them. Officially, the Inca are credited, but Inca oral tradition often points to an earlier people, a race of giants or first builders, yet not a single architect's name survives. Machu Picchu, too, while attributed to Pachacuti's reign, contains masonry styles far older than the Inca themselves. Who designed the terraces, the water systems, the astronomical alignments? The names are missing. In Central America, the Maya left us pyramids like Chichen Itza and Palenque. The rulers' names survive, but the architects do not. The Temple of Inscriptions in Palenque contains one of the most remarkable burial chambers in the ancient world, the tomb of Pakal the Great. The lid of his sarcophagus bears an intricate carving, often interpreted as Pakal descending into the underworld, or even piloting a spacecraft. But who carved it? No record exists. The master stoneworkers remain anonymous. Let's not forget Angkor Wat in Cambodia, the largest religious monument in the world, constructed in the 12th century under King Sacsayhuamán II. The king's name survives, but the architects do not. Thousands of artisans and engineers orchestrated a masterpiece aligned with solstices and equinoxes, carved with over 3,000 Apsara dancers, each one unique. Yet their names were never recorded. In Europe, the same veil falls. Take the great Gothic cathedrals, Notre Dame, Chartres, Cologne. These were wonders of engineering that defied medieval technology, soaring stone skeletons of light and glass. A handful of master masons are mentioned in passing, but the majority remain faceless. Many cathedrals even feature the Green Man, a mysterious face peering through vines, suggesting the architects encoded secrets in stone. Why were the true designers left unnamed? Consider the forgotten monuments that barely make history books. The Yonaguni Monument, a submerged stone structure off Japan with terraces, steps, and right angles, debated between natural formation and human construction. If human, it may predate recorded Japanese civilization, but no record exists. Or the Baalbek Trilithon in Lebanon, 3 stones each weighing around 800 tons, forming the foundation of a Roman temple. The Romans reused the site, but scholars admit the lower stones predate them. Who cut and moved them? No one knows. The architects are nameless. Even in the modern world, we see the pattern. Think of Mount Rushmore or the Statue of Liberty. We know the sculptors' names, but do most people? Their fame fades quickly. The monuments remain while the builders are forgotten. If this happens in our modern record-keeping world, how much more easily could names vanish thousands of years ago? Some argue this anonymity was cultural. In ancient Egypt, the workers may have seen themselves as serving the pharaoh, not as individuals worthy of remembrance. In medieval Europe, builders worked for the glory of God, not for personal credit. Yet the question lingers, was this humility or suppression? Were names erased to protect secrets of construction? Or were these civilizations inheriting knowledge they didn't fully understand, leaving no true architects to credit? Let's dig deeper into obscure details. At Tiwanaku in Bolivia, the Gate of the Sun features an intricate carving aligned to astronomical events. Its blocks are made of andesite stone, quarried miles away, shaped with geometric precision. Archaeologists cannot agree how it was done. Local legend says it was built in a single night by giants. No architect's name is attached. In India, the Kailasa temple at Ellora was carved from a single rock cliff, removing an estimated 200,000 tons of stone. It's officially attributed to King Krishna I in the 8th century, but no records mention the engineers who planned and executed this marvel. To this day, engineers marvel that it would be nearly impossible with modern tools. Even the Easter Island Moai statues stand as silent testimony, carved by the Rapa Nui, but the specific sculptors are unknown. Oral tradition credits different clans, but individual names have faded into myth. This anonymity extends into manuscripts and inventions. The Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a shipwreck near Greece, is the world's first known analog computer, an astronomical calculator built with bronze gears. Dated to around 100 BC, it predates comparable European technology by over 1,000 years. Who built it? No one knows. The creator's name is lost, even though its complexity suggests a master genius. And here's a chilling possibility. What if this erasure was intentional? In many cases, conquerors destroyed records, rewrote histories, and replaced monuments with their own. Rome, for instance, often carved over older inscriptions. In Mesopotamia, kings ordered predecessors' names chiseled out. What if the nameless architects are victims of damnatio memoriae, erased to hide inconvenient truths about lost knowledge, advanced techniques, or civilizations that came before? We also find legends hinting at guardianship of knowledge. Masonic traditions hold that sacred geometry was handed down secretly from builders of Solomon's temple, carried through the cathedral masons, and embedded in architecture worldwide. If so, perhaps anonymity was not accident but oath. To remain nameless was to protect the mystery. So we stand before the world's great wonders, pyramids, temples, cathedrals, megaliths, astonished at their endurance. Yet we rarely ask the simplest question, where are the architects? Why is authorship absent from humanity's greatest achievements? It's one thing for peasants and workers to go unrecorded, but for entire civilizations to construct wonders that defy replication, and for us to have no architects' names, this demands explanation. Were they forgotten because history is fragile? Were they erased by conquerors to steal credit? Or was anonymity part of a deeper code, a way to preserve secrets while leaving only the stone as testimony? Perhaps the stones themselves are the signature. Encoded in alignments, geometry, and symbols, the architects may have left us their names not in letters but in design, a language we have yet to fully understand. Until then, the nameless architects remain shadows behind the greatest works of human history. Their legacy towers over us, and their silence may be the greatest mystery of all.